Good morning, everybody. How we doing out there? Michael Clark, owner of Culture Shock Investments, here with you. We are live trading today. Did the class yesterday. Hope you tuned in for the options class. Especially people who are beginners, you need to tune into the classes on Sunday and learn so you could be understanding what we're talking about in these live trading sessions. But when I come in here, this is strictly business, setting levels today and getting prepared for the week. Got a couple companies on the lineup. Got the classics: Apple, Microsoft, Google. Today, I want to do some Tesla levels, which is why I got Tesla up on the screen. You see, I got a whole bunch of levels on here ready for Tesla, but we're going to erase these and make some new levels. So you're not scared to erase your levels when you know how to make levels. You just start all over. It's all good.
Erase the board, man.
Erase the board, clean slate. Tim, say what's up to the people, man.
What's good, traders?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my guy Tim, my brother. We out here. So I like Tesla for my week. This level, my levels this week. Tesla 418.50 would be my call entry, which we're about to hit on Tesla. And for puts, if Tesla pulls down black below 402, that will be your put entry. The first target on your put is going to be 397.11. 397.11. So all my charters out there, what are we looking for when we chart? We're looking for weekly wicks. The weekly wick. So the next wick down from the put entry is this one right here on this 2-up bar. So we're going to say that's the first target. And the next wick that I see after that is where we kind of pushed down to last week. We came all the way down to what, 382? Oh shit, what is that? I did not mean to draw something.
Yeah, the 380s, yeah.
Yeah, let me delete this. What the hell? So yeah, right around here, 380, 330 would be a second target on the put. On the calls on the way up, we want to look out for 422. Believe it or not, there's a little level there. It should be a light level. It shouldn't be too much resistance, but it's going to hit that. And then Tesla's going to go up to 430, 190. I say 430, you can start looking to take some profit, but 430, 190 is nice from 418 entry. You should get some nice returns on that. And this contract, I will make it a contract at least 2 to 3 weeks out. I'm not into the dailies or the weeklies. I'm trying to keep everybody away from weeklies. The closer you get to a weekly, the closer you are to a 0 day, the closer you are to gambling. So we want to stay as far as possible away from the gamble. We do want to take advantage of our insight and make money off the things we predict, but we don't want to do it in a gambling kind of way. So if you understand what I'm saying, you don't want to have a contract that, yeah, it could go up 1,000% in a day, but it costs to go to 0% in that same day. We don't want those kind of opportunities. We want, yeah, potential 100% gains and maybe 30% pullback at worst because of the time we have on the contract. So with this Tesla contract, I would look at, let's pull up the options screen right here. Let's see Tesla. Oh, no, I'm typing the wrong ticker. What the hell is that? Tesla. I said at least 2 weeks out, so I would say November 28th, the earliest. And we said we were looking for the 430, so those will cost you about $800. The 430 Tesla costs 2 weeks out. If you go any further out, those contracts get more expensive, and I will still stick with that same target, 430. But the further out you go, if you can afford it, you could get closer to the money. That'll help increase your return. So you further out you go closer to the money, the better. If you're close, you want to definitely be in the money if you're really close. If you're really close to the expiration, like this week, you don't want to get anything that's outside the money. So that's a rule that I'm setting with my culture shockers. When you're doing 0 days, 1 day contracts, weekly contracts. If you can't afford the in the money contract, that's probably not a stock you should trade for that time frame. If you want to go out the money and be able to go further out the money, then you gotta go far out in date. You can hear me? I'm still cutting out. You said, Tim, you can hear me?
I don't see.
No, that your signal or my signal? I don't know. My mic like is working though. But yeah, if you want to get further out, if you
Yeah,
want
we
to go
still
out the
pulling
money,
back out.
you got to go far out in date. You said we still pulling back on what?
The pretty much
On the who? What company?
the Mag 7. Like
Oh,
all
the
the
Max.
tech industry.
Oh yeah. Had a little pop this morning. So we got the call entry for Tesla. 418, 422 first stop, 431 second stop, 431.90. Put entry 402.90 with 397 and then 383. That's a far drop for Tesla, but it's done it last week. It could do it again this week. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell's going on.
yeah, it did it a few seconds ago too. You got cut out for about 30 seconds.
Damn, I didn't even know this. That's crazy. Why is my internet trying me like this? All right, so we did Tesla levels. We got the call entry and the put entry for Tesla. I want to make sure I put that in on the chart though. Tesla, you got the 418, 50 call entry. 422, make sure you mark your levels, set your alerts. Gotta set the alerts because you can't see everything all at once. Can't be everywhere all the time. And then we gotta go for 431.90. You stop out that call if we get below 418. If that call, if we get below 411, you gotta go. I'll say 412. We'll put 412.
That's my call entry.
412.
Yeah.
402.
I like it.
Yeah, if we start pulling back there from that call entry, you gotta go. But right now we haven't even hit call entry yet. So if you want to take that as an early early call entry, then that's cool. I like that. See if it catches support there and bounces. 397.11 is the first target on the puts. And then we're going to go 383.36.
I see Apple keep flirting with 270. I was watching him.
Apple?
Yeah, I keep flirting with that 270. It's a buy signal sitting dead at 270 still.
This dude right here. Let's see the Apple levels. Apple levels probably could stay the same from last week, honestly. I got 270. Yeah, the same exact level.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I'm putting
just me.
I'm putting my alert right there. And then put entry for Apple. Like puts below. If we get below 268, I'm putting alert there. Could ride the put wave down. Get a put down to 260.
If you look on the daily, there's a lot. Look at all them bottom wicks on the daily at 267 flat.
That's what I was saying. First target on the put. I'll be like, if you getting at 268, you gotta get out at 267. That'll be your first target. But if we break below 267, there's a little drop down, little quick support at 266 that I see here on the weekly. And there's a buying block right there. So you want to be careful at 266.30.
Yeah, I see the buying block down there.
Yeah, if we get below that, though.
You on the daily, right?
Nah, I'm on the weekly.
You right.
Yeah, if we get below that buying block, 267, we should push down to 265. But I will get out at 266.30. And then if we push down to 265.30, you could re-enter puts on Apple there and ride the next leg down. But I wouldn't mess with it at 266.30. I'll just take that profit. And to the upside, if we moving on up, like the Jeffersons, we should get...
You cutting out again over there too, man.
Oh, cut out?
Yeah, you did.
I wonder why it's cutting out. I don't know why. What is going on over here?
But say not today, man.
I don't know why they trying me like that. with this connection?
Tesla back at 411.80. Hold on. Let's see. That was pretty quick. And Microsoft just made a new low today. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till 10:30. I think we'll get that set up.
Yeah,
that's be a little patient with it.
You gotta chill right now. Cause
so glad I didn't get into anything.
The market is on.
This is why you wait.
This is why you wait on Mondays. Mondays is too choppy in the morning, especially in the morning.
But Coinbase dead wrong, boy.
That's the next one I want to do put entries for, but. So yeah, the Apple level is the same. We're gonna do 270 entry, 270 call entry. We'll do 273 as the first target, 273.30, and then we do 275 as the second target.
If we get a close above like 270 by 10:30, I'll jump in.
Yeah. I want to really ride Apple up to 277, but we're going to look for 273 and then 275 because with all the earnings and news this week, it could be a choppy week. So I'll be happy if we get 273. You should just take that. Especially if we get 275, I would take that. Unless we have some bullish news come out that we know is going to push the market further than that. We got NVIDIA earnings Wednesday. That's going to be a catalyst. Let me see. I put my 2 alerts in right there. Yeah. And let's go ahead. Microsoft the dawn.
I think we could keep the same levels for Microsoft too, because
yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Especially long as you hold 506, that's pretty much the range.
Yeah, 506 call entry, 510 target number 1.
But if we don't hold 506, I got that 500 retest, 498 retest.
Let's see. I'm going to put 510.84 as the first target this week, 510.84, and then we're going to say 513. Well, pretty much, let me see. 513.50 will be the second target for Microsoft this week. Stop out if it gets below 500. Put entry at 498. Yeah, I like the put level still on Microsoft. We keep that the same. So Microsoft is pretty much same as last week. When you can keep the same levels from week to week, that's when you know you're in a chop.
Mm-hmm. It's right in range until they break out.
Yeah, that's when you know you're in a chop. When the same level apply from week to week. Let's look at Google. Google's still pushing. Google's holding. If you can't catch Google at 289, 288, I will leave it alone for short term. But if you're going long out, then you can catch Google right now because I do think Google's going to be above 300 by the end of the year. So I'm taking March calls on Google. I already jumped in one March call contract on Google. I believe the 330s. So like I said, the further you go out in time allows you to go a little bit further out of the money. Don't go too crazy with it, but when you buy time, you can go a little further out the money. Don't be going crazy out the money with no time. Those two things don't work well together. Those two things are like you're compounding risk. You don't want to compound risk. You want to compound gains. So I know the risky things seem like they pay the most, but trust and believe they will rob you so fast. Don't do it. Reconsider. So we're going to say...
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, high risk, high reward. You better find a risk reward that works best for your portfolio. It keeps it going up, not coming down. And I'm going to put another level here at 300. And we're going to say...
And Apple look tempting.
You could do put entry on Google, believe it or not. You could do put entry at 285.50 on Google. And a target at 275.80 on Google puts. Down to 271.68. That was the low of last week. Yeah. So if we're going to catch that pullback, that's where I want to catch it at. Catch Google right at 285. They should break down for the low there if they get below that level. All right, so what we had? We hit up Apple, we hit up Google, we hit Tesla. Let's do an ETF for the people. The ETF levels for me this week. How do I want to play this? How do we want to play this? Because we're sitting at 609 from open. We're on a 1 bar on the weekly at the 2-2 down.
I got more faith in SPY just based off the last few weeks of price action.
If you want to play Q puts, you could do a Q put. If we get below, I really like below 600 for the real breakdown, but if you want to catch a put early, 602.74. I like on the Qs, 602.74 for put entry. I'll put 607.75. And you can look for a target right at 600, and then after that is when you should get the nice dip. If we're going to get one down to 597.50, you should get a dip down to right there. And Q calls. I like Q calls, kind of like where we are now. If you didn't catch it at 609 flat, 608.50 was a call entry potential, call entry area for this week based on how low we started. But I really like 613. 613.11 is the level I had. That was the top wick of the October 6th week. So we get above 613. That's really my preferred call entry. But you could take a call entry right now, pretty much 608.25, and ride it up to 613. That'd be higher risk. But if you were doing that, that would be on a short contract, and I would take profit right as soon as we touch 613 and enter a longer contract once we confirm a 30-minute or hourly close above 613. Remember, wait for confirmation, people. It's worth it. You know you're going to feel like you get itchy. Your neck starts getting itchy, start getting antsy, ready to jump in once you see the target hit and once you see the entry hit. But wait for confirmation. It'll save you a lot of money. You're not going to maybe you miss out on something to move up because you waited for confirmation. But it's better than getting in right as soon as the level breaks and then it tanks back down on you. And now you're stuck sitting in a position because the price level triggered, but you didn't wait for confirmation. Now it starts pulling back. And that level starts serving as rejection. It never gets back above that entry. Now you're in a position that's in a constant L. Don't want to be there. Trust. Let momentum guide you. All right. Speaking of momentum, like the daily momentum, well, actually the weekly momentum on the Qs just crossed over to the red on the MACD. So we got to watch out. Talking about momentum. Let me pull up my momentum chart on the Qs. But to clarify the Q levels, go ahead, Jim. What you say?
No, I say I'm watching this pullback too. I'm noticing. I'm on a weekly on coin and it's doing the same exact thing, breaking into a sell signal.
Right. So we gotta be careful. Sell on the weekly ain't no joke. Don't play around with the weekly signals. Do not play around.
You ain't gonna see it at that moment, but boy, you gonna see it.
When it hit, it's gonna hit your ass, boy. Yeah. You're gonna be like, oh, this pullback ain't that bad for crossover in the MACD. All right. And the next thing you know, next week we gap down $20. You're like, how did that happen? Yeah, the MACD told you what was about to happen. So, well, we gotta be prepared both ways. Let me set my alert here on the Qs at 602 and 613. I'm gonna be patient with the ETF this week. And I'll do some SPY levels for my SPY lovers out there. Some SPY levels for this week. SPY. I like SPY calls. If SPY could close an hourly above 672.80. And I like puts if we stop out of that call if it gets below 670. Yeah, that'll be the stop out on that call. And you would jump in puts. I like the puts at the low of this week. This is at 668.70. Or right around, let's say 668.90. Pretty much 669. Once we get below 669, that'll be triggering for puts. And we'll ride that down to 667.20. And the second target really being, let me get rid of this. I don't know where that came from. You could look for 664.80, pretty much 665. We shouldn't break down any further than 665. Honestly, if we do pull back, I think we'll catch support right around there, unless we're going into a serious pullback. We break below 665 and start closing below there on the Qs. On SPY. We might gotta have a serious breakdown if we close the day below 665. We don't want to see that. But 672 call entry, and you're gonna look for 678 as that first target off that call. And second target is 684. And because these targets are so spread out to the upside, you could take profit at 678 and 679, right around that area. But if you want to hold through the 684 push, we got to buy more time. The bigger the move you expect and you're going to have to wait for, the more time you should buy. If you can't afford the time, then it may not be the contract for you to get if you're looking for that type of move. It may not be the contract for you. May look for something else. Or may look for the cheaper version of SPY, or the Qs. You got smaller derivatives that follow along with these that will give you cheaper contracts, like the TQQ for the Qs. So you would just have to now correlate your levels on that smaller index version of the SPY or the Qs with the levels that we're saying here. The gem for my people that do trade TQQ, which is, like I said, the shorter version of the Qs. Let's do those levels for you real quick, because I love everybody. I want everybody to make money. So let's get these levels right. For the TQQ, which are cheaper contracts, but these move in correlation with the Qs. I like 105.13 as a call entry. If we close the hourly above that, put entry will be below, if we get below 103.30. 103.30, I like puts on the TQQ. You could ride that put down till about 101.60. And you could ride the next level down, 99, pretty much right below $100, 99.98. And on the call side, you take that call on the TQQ from 105, ride that up, take profit around 106.34. And then we got another little level sitting up here at 106.88. But if we break through that, that's a light level, so I'm going to make that light purple. It's still a weekly, but it's so close to the other wick that I'm pretty sure if we break through this weekly wick, this high that we just made this week, actually at 106.50, we get above that, we should break that 106.80, no problem. Which makes the ultimate target on the TQQ 109.50. We get above 109.50, I would take profit there and reposition it on calls if the TQQ gets above 111. 111, Ashe, a good number. So you definitely want to re-enter calls if we get in above 111. But at 109.50 from where we are now, you catch those calls up to 109.50. That should be a nice profit. I will make these contracts at least 1 to 2 weeks out. If you're going for that 111 level, if you want to hold all the way up and through 111 for that push, then you want to go at least a month out. Okay? But if you could hold for a 2 weeks out contract for 109.60, I like that. Or if we break down below 103.34, we could write that down to 100. That shouldn't be too difficult. Alright. Let's see. Any news, Tim, any news dropped recently that, we should talk about real quick? I know 13Fs came out, so I'm about to go over the 13Fs. That's what I want to spend today doing as well. I'm going over the 13F filings, seeing all the institutional investors, see what they changed in their portfolio.
I think they dropped those last week.
Yeah, some dropped last week, some dropped the week before. But they all should be out now. I think we should have all the major reports now for sure. Let's get these levels out of here. We did Google, we did Tesla, IWM. I didn't do IWM levels. I want to do IWM Russell 2000. Microsoft levels is good.
Hit one of my little low of the day scalps on coin.
Let's look at some news real quick. You said low of the day on who? Coin?
Yeah, I think coin oversold right now.
Super oversold, bro. But Bitcoin got to get back
Can't do nothing.
above 100,000. If Bitcoin don't get above 100,000, then I ain't touching it.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. I'm gonna put a $300 call on coin
Okay, okay.
on the back end.
How you feel about Warren Buffett buying all that Google, man? Warren Buffett pivoting from Apple into Google, it looks like.
I highly agree with. I commend it.
That confirms my conviction about Google, bro.
Nah, Google's the way long
Man.
term, boy.
Yeah. He didn't do that with Nvidia. He ain't
Do that. Nah, he did that with Google. He said Google. Yep.
Okay.
He said Google. But he may not be He said he's. But what's this also showing is that he's stepping out as well. Because Warren Buffett don't make moves like that too hefty. So I think his new CEO is the guy making this move right here. Because he's even doing a new shareholder meeting. The guy that's stepping in for Warren. Warren's not doing a shareholder meeting, none of that this year. So I think this is like I think Warren's pretty much retired. He's like, y'all can use my name until I die. But yeah, Google, that TPU shit is gonna take off. TPUs is a key. Proprietary ownership in something that everybody else don't got.
Anything worthy replacement of Apple.
Y'all want Meta on the list this week? I don't think about keeping Meta on the list. I want to add TSM though, because I like TSM to push crazy, bro. TSM is one that I feel like we've been missing out on, and they got heavy moves getting ready to come, I believe.
Yeah, I like how they've been flirting with the 600 level for a while since they pulled back from earnings.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a crazy pullback after earnings, bro. I think Meta's gonna hold that 600 level. They might do a little dip down to 580 or something quick, but I don't think they're gonna stay down there for too long, bro. I just don't believe it. Let me see if there's any worthy articles, headlines to mention real quick before I hop off the live session, and we could dive into these 13 Fs. Yeah, we know Google, the big news of today.
Tesla bounced right off my level 411.80, 412.
Jeff Bezos to co-lead new $6.2 billion AI startup called NYT. Okay. That's interesting. Gonna have to check that out. Open up the article. What the hell?
Yeah, Amazon look bad either. Minus 230. I'd rather play Google though. Google definitely a lot stronger.
Jeff Bezos will serve as co-chief executive officer of a new artificial intelligence startup that focuses on AI for engineering and manufacturing of computers, automobiles, and spacecraft. So they're about to start automating the creation and manufacturing of computers, automobiles, and spacecraft. Okay. I like it. I like what I'm hearing. What's the company name, though, man? Was this company publicly traded? Bezos' co-chief executive is Vic Bajaj, a physicist and chemist who worked closely with Google on co-founder Sergey Brin at Google's X, a research often called the Moonshot Factory. Okay, so he's working with some geniuses, some physicists and chemists to pick this new AI project together. That's interesting. But all right, everybody, that's on the live. Thank you all for coming through. We gave you some fresh levels for the week on some big company names. We had covered pretty much all the major companies that you are going to be trading: Microsoft, Apple, Google, the ETFs. Even gave you some Tesla levels there. Make sure you are putting your alerts in, setting those levels, and if you need any assistance with your stock investment or trading, make sure you visit CULTURESHOCKINVESTMENTS.com, book your consultation, and join the Discord community. Okay, join the Discord team today. The link is right here on the website. You could go ahead and click on it. I don't know why my computer's acting so slow, but go ahead to that website and click on the link, join the community, and be part of the full sessions that we do. All right, about to go over these 13 F's now. See you all next week for charting, and next Sunday for the class. All the beginner traders out there, make sure you join the class on Sunday.